Well, that was a lot better than it has been. Hello, darkness, my old friend. You've come to talk with me again. Sens lose 3-2 in a shootout to the Detroit Red Wings.
How are the young guys now? I finally did it! I scored again! Quit taking penalties!
The Sens are gonna blow this game. Way to tie up the stick in front. Not.
Well done. Just well done. You better believe we're gonna be having a penalty chat at the end of this one.
What a time to be alive! What a long and brutal season that was.
This team, man!
Do you want to know how pathetic last night's game was? Ottawa and Detroit now have the same number of points combined that Washington has on their own. Let's just get into lineup changes. Injuries have been a big part of the Sens season up till now, and they affected the Sens roster significantly for this contest. With Ron Hainsey good to return to the lineup, the Sens reassigned Christian Jaros to Belleville, and with Nick Paul now out of the lineup with a leg injury, they recalled Philip Chlapik from Belleville. So Chlapik comes in place of Paul, and Hainsey comes in place of Jaros. But those aren't the only changes the Sens would make either, as Mark Borowiecki was dealing with the flu, so he came out of the lineup, and Cody Golubeff drew in. And aside from that, with the Sens on the front half of a back-to-back, they turned to Marcus Hogberg for this contest in place of Craig Anderson. And he typically plays pretty well against the Habs, so I'm not too surprised by this move. Oh, and in one other piece of organizational news, the Sens hired Jim Little as their new CEO. Little was brought in to focus on the business side of the Sens, hopefully improving their marketing team and hopefully improving the relationship between the team and their fans. And it's that last part that's really important. The Sens are currently last in the NHL in attendance, and they average 700 fewer fans than the next closest team. The problem is, much like any other of the organizational hires the Sens have made, the question becomes how long is he actually going to stick around? Hopefully it's a while, because he does seem to have a pretty good background, and he looks like a guy who could bring the Sens forward. But only time will tell whether that happens or not. As for the game itself, the Sens aren't too bad, but with under 5 minutes left, Hronek throws a shot on goal, Bertuzzi tips it in front, it beats Hogberg, and Detroit takes a 1-0 lead. What a brutal goal! The Sens were in fine position, but they had 5 guys standing below the hash marks, while the puck was above the hash marks. By the time Hronek shot it, the Sens had 2 guys who were covering nobody, and 3 guys who were screening their goaltender. Of course the puck went in. Thankfully, that was as bad as it would get in the first period, and Detroit takes a 1-0 lead into period 2. And then barely 5 minutes into the second, with the Red Wings on the power play, Hainsey and Pajot can't capitalize on a 2-on-1, the puck eventually comes back the other way, lands on the stick of Larkin, he blows through the neutral zone, absolutely turnstiles Hainsey at the Sens blue line, skates in all alone, tucks one by Hogberg, and it's 2-0 Detroit. Boy, Hainsey's skating hasn't looked great so far. But not even 30 seconds later, the Sens come back the other way. White feeds Tkachuk. He wraps one around the goal, bounces off Red Wings skate in front, beats Jonathan Bernier, and it's 2-1 Detroit. What a great response from the Sens. Right after Detroit takes a 2-goal lead, the Sens come right back and snuff that out, and just like that, it's back to a goal. That's a momentum-swinging goal right there. And the Sens use that added momentum to their advantage. Just past the period's midway mark, with the Sens on the power play, Thomas Chabot fires a shot towards the goal, Colin White tips the puck behind his back, it beats Bernier, nobody knows the puck even goes in, and the game is tied at 2. What a slick little tip from Colin White. It was such a nice tip, nobody believed the puck even went in. Seriously, White's looking around after he tipped it like, I did score! Bernier's looking around like, where'd the puck go? I think he still doesn't think it went in. But poor Bernier, it did, and now we're tied. Unfortunately, that was about the end of the excitement as we head to the second intermission, with the game still tied at 2. Then in the third, both teams have chances, neither can find the back of the net, and we head to overtime with the game still tied at 2. And then we get to overtime, and we get probably the craziest sequence I've ever seen. Bertuzzi has the puck, cuts across the front of the net, he loses the puck, lands on the stick of Filppula. Filppula fires a shot, Hogberg makes an excellent glove save, the puck then goes over Hogberg, rolls across the goal line, Colin White tries to get it, falls down, tries crawling on his hands and knees across the crease to get it. Filppula comes all the way around the net, gets the puck, fires it in the empty net, except it doesn't go in because Hogberg comes out of absolutely nowhere, gloves it down. Hogberg's now laying on top of Colin White. Puck goes back to Mike Green at the point. He fires a shot towards the empty net. Hogberg makes an unbelievable chest save on that. Green gets the puck again. Colin White's fishing at the puck with his hands. Green fires it off the post. The puck comes out. The Sens finally get it out of the zone. And unbelievably, the puck doesn't go in. I may have stumbled a little bit trying to get that sequence out all as one piece, but let's be honest. Both teams stumbled on the play, so it fit in perfect. Marcus Hogberg made 3 absolutely unbelievable saves in this sequence. In the last 2, he was laying on top of Colin White. Just an unbelievable couple of seconds. Not too long later, the Sens get a power play, but can't find the back of the net, and we head to a shootout with the game still tied at 2. Dylan Larkin then scores the only goal of the shootout to give the Red Wings a 3-2 win. And Ottawa's lead over Detroit is now down to 11 points. Let's just get into good news, bad news. Alright, I had to leave to go ref. I just got home from reffing, so 6 hours later, let's finish this. I thought Colin White had an excellent night last night, and that is the good news. White finished the game with a goal and an assist, but I thought he easily could have had at least 2 or 3 more points. He had a bunch of chances, was hard on the puck, looked to be confident with the puck, and looked to be skating pretty freely. I honestly thought with as much as he's been struggling this season, this was probably his best game of the season. And like I said, I understand he had a goal and an assist, but that wasn't the totality of why it was his best game of the season. I thought overall, regardless of whether he was scoring or not, he looked good out there. Colin White was excellent, and that is the good news. Now, for the bad news. While Colin White looked great last night, Filip Chlapik also looked really good. He had a number of chances to score, but couldn't find the back of the net, and that is the bad news. I understand that Chlapik is a young guy, and he probably won't spend the rest of the season with the Sens, but if he could have had a goal last night, it would have done wonders for his confidence. I know Chlapik's not necessarily a guy who's going to absolutely fill the net, but every once in a while getting a goal couldn't hurt a young guy. Chlapik looked confident, had lots of chances, but couldn't find the back of the net, and that is the bad news. Next up, the Sens return to action tonight when they host the Montreal Canadiens. That contest will be the third of 4 meetings on the season between the two teams, and will act as sort of a rubber match of sorts, as the Sens won 2-1 in overtime, and the Habs have won 3-2 in overtime. Both teams have 3 points out of 4 against the other, so tonight will sort of settle it a little bit. This contest also features the only 2 teams in the NHL who don't have a win since Christmas. So tonight, something's gotta give. The Sens have lost 6 in a row, the Canadiens have lost 8 in a row. So this is probably not gonna be a very good hockey game. They're also 2 of the 3 worst teams in the league since the middle of November. So, yay. After watching the Sens play Detroit last night, I'm not too excited to watch them play Montreal tonight. That's gonna be 2 terrible hockey games barely 24 hours apart. Yippee-ki-yay. Just don't lose to Montreal and play a decent game. That's it for this video. Hit like if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share it with anybody you know, and today's question is, what did you think of the hiring of Jim Little? Does it even really matter? Will he be around long enough for it to matter? Let me know what you think down below, and we'll see you later tonight when the Sens host the Montreal Canadiens.